I was presenting this at a conference a week back. Somebody stopped me and said, Arjun, this is all good, but when a customer comes in, he or she does not have a tattoo or a sign on that I am the light user. Okay, good point. But my counter is, now that you know every customer can be moved up, why do I care whether he's a heavy, medium, light? No, I play this game. And the game for me is absolutely very simple. I see any person right there, that's my $100 person, I right away look at what can I do to take him to 200, 200, 300, 300, 400, 400, 500. It's a game. It's addictive. Now, this man could be 400, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. And what am I doing? I'm doing my current job for which I'm getting paid, which means you're not adding any more labor. If I work behind the counter there, or I work across in any of these restaurants or any retail or anywhere, my current job entitles, which means I'm already paid for, to find every customer and treat him or her to move that up. So it's your job, no extra labor, and he wants to give you that money. What's wrong with this picture? There's something seriously wrong about this. But before I tell you what's wrong about this, can anybody tell me a 10-year value of each of these customers? AOL. How much is the 10-year value of an AOL customer? $5? $2,500. What's the next one? How much is the value of a Starbucks customer? Okay, anybody wants to confess? This is the time. If you have a significant other, please do not raise your hand. How much do you spend at Starbucks over 10 years? Maybe 30. So if you start looking at each one of these, the numbers are 3,000, 6,000. These are obscene amount of money. It's just like we buy these small cars from each of these places. Plus, we refer to other people. Now, when you walk to Starbucks, does Starbucks give you the $6,000 service? No. Does that customer service rep at AOL, who's in Turkey or India or some other part of the world, give you $3,000 worth of service? No. Why? It's not that you are not paying. The customer is paying. We don't appreciate this. So these are the 5 reasons, and we'll go through each one of them. The number one reason why this does not work, we are not using it, is we do not know our customers. We absolutely do not. Here are some examples. How many of you have been to Starbucks today? Okay. You two are my test group, rest of you are control groups. I'm going to show you why did you pay $5 for something you know is worth 50 cents. And you felt good about it. Okay. So these are what we call the guest experience enhancements. The moment you walk into Starbucks, what happens? They try to hit your 5 senses. You walk in, aroma. I've come to the right place. It smells of fresh coffee. How brilliant a concept. A coffee place smells of coffee. Arjun has come to the right place. The next thing that I see is, I start looking at the brand familiarity, the coffee aroma, then I start seeing people like me. When I start looking at people like me, that's the Starbucks snob appeal. That these are the cool people. I just blend in. You guys are not that cool. I have arrived because Arjun now is hanging out with the cream of society in Arjun's mind. All these guys wear white shirt. Their pants are all, ironed. I just slip in. That's the snob appeal. Now, as I start going through, then I start seeing the specialty displays. I would challenge you, take a red sticker, put it in behind any of the stainless steel equipment at Starbucks. 6 months from now, that equipment will still be there. Starbucks does not sell those things. Those are props in the play. All we know, they may be even glued down there. So you go there and say, wow, $500 worth of coffee maker. Oh my goodness, they must have used it in Star Wars. So now all of a sudden you start feeling it's credible. Then you start seeing coffee beans. You can touch these beans. We had become a society where we forgot coffee comes from coffee beans. I really thought coffee came from a sand shot in golf, where you stand in the golf bins, you have a bad, ugly golf sand shot, and the coffee flows. Or coffee beans fall in some coffee rains. I forgot it's the coffee beans. It's not the coffee ground. Now the fun part happens. This is the magic nobody else has been able to figure out. You start seeing this, the team members and the barista. In a Starbucks, there's a caste system. The cashier is replaceable, my friends. The cashier can be taken from Starbucks to McDonald's to this, to a retail store, anywhere. So what they do is they separate. The replaceable commodity does not touch the coffee. So you have the barista. The barista stands a little behind. He's a little elevated. So a special person is there to make your product. You don't go to Walgreens and ask the person who is going through your credit card, should I take this medication with twice a day? No. You go back and find the guy who's wearing a white jacket, and then you whisper as if you're bothering this person by saying, sir, would you explain this to me? Wow. Starbucks figured this out. Next, in our day of automation, all of you, a lot of you are amazing engineers and technicians. You know that Starbucks can process and get your coffee to you even faster. But why don't they do it? That's the power of pause. Which means he really wants his coffee. I hold back. It's a game. Then I make some sound. They don't have to make that sound, okay? Now this man is saying, Arjun, I'll pay you 6, I'll pay you 7. Finally, as you start looking at, the coffee is delivered to him at an elevated level. Go back to a Starbucks and you'll see this is an elevated table. There's a light that falls on top. There's a star there, which says, oh, incredible bill. You are going to today pay $5 for a 50-cent product. Hello. This is like an amazing moment, and Bill takes the product and says, thank you. So think, the challenge behind this whole thing was there were all these small elements, one after another, that have been added. It's not one of these things. And most of us do not notice the elements. But at Starbucks, if you go in and you'll realize that it has a bad aroma day, you don't come back. Who in Starbucks is in charge for aroma? Nobody. Next fascinating thing, what we found was, anytime you see an experience element like that, somewhere during the elements, the guest is sitting and deciding whether they are coming back. Think how powerful a concept it is. I am sitting in your office during the time we are working together. With you sitting in front of me, I'm deciding whether I'm going to renew my contract with you. And isn't it criminal that you don't choose to participate in that decision that's happening in your office in front of you? Every time, everywhere, we see this. And that is a huge challenge for us. So as we start looking at, first of all, you need to understand the elements, and I'll just show you the formula behind finding the elements in just a second. But once you find the elements, then you need to realize there are two kinds of customers. One is the butterfly, and the second is the terminator. You're laughing. Just, when I tell you, I will tell you, these are one of the deepest things, my friends, you have heard ever. This is a deep psychological concept. The very fact I don't have a degree, you are laughing at me on this. If I was a shrink, you guys would have taken it very seriously.